Right. Now in the catch statement, because I do have mechanisms now that are properly doing this, right? Because now it's recognizing I am actually using a SQL statement, so the catch is actually valid. That's the why. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a status message down here. Last time I typed this message. Not like the user even needs that information. You could just, put a rude error message there if you want, whatever makes you happy. Sometimes it's fun to have fun with it, so honestly. Now you know what? We've done a lot of coding, okay? And even though I have not built update yet or insert, I did build view. I don't have any flags or codes anywhere, I have some like yellows but no reds, right? Let's run this thing. Let's see what happens. You guys with me? All right, let's see. Now, I want to just preface this really quick. Remember, for those of you working at home or off campus or by some strange stroke of fate, you're connected to the guest network on campus, you do need to fire up your VPN connection first. And I'm assuming at this point you guys all know what that is and how to do it. So you'd have to bring up your Cisco AnyConnect and connect, because otherwise the database connection will not happen, period, if you're off campus. If you're on campus, no problem. If you need help connecting to the VPN, please contact me at the beginning of every semester. I put in a request to pre-create accounts for all of my students, so you should have an active VPN thing. Whether you have it installed or not, that's a separate issue. But the account is created. All right, let's go ahead and run this. So this will be our first look at the form and our first chance to interact. Oh, boom. All right, well, we got to figure this out. So, yeah, telephone has already been found in the view. And they got a stack trace. See, this is the kind of stuff you don't want to give your user. All right, so somewhere I have an illegal statement of some sort. So we got to go back and figure that out. Let's go see exactly where that's happening. Yeah. So I guess I'm going to go back to my index page here. And I think I created all the fields. Oh, I see what I did. Yeah. Yeah, so I asked for telephone twice. See that? I don't know if that's actually generating the error, but I still have to fix that. And this is an error too. That should have been email. So hey, thank you, debugger. All right, let's go ahead and run it again. All right, so there's our form. Right? Uh-oh. Check this out. Okay, yeah, well, this is the interesting thing, is how is it triggering this is triggering the view mechanism right off the bat, isn't it? Okay, let me explain what's happening to you. This is what's happening. All of this information, when this pops up on the screen, it's trying to look up this ID. What's the ID? Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, that's not good, right? The second thing I want to do is I also want to look at my actual database and browse the data inside of it. And if you happen to have no data inside here, you're going to end up having to create some. Okay? So what I did as a test is I added a record with my own name in it, and so my ID is 11111. Okay? So let me just actually try that in the browser before I go waving the panic flag that my application is broken. So I'm going to type 1111 and then click view. Okay, so we still have an issue. Let's figure out, okay, we're getting a null pointer exception. That's not a good thing. We're looking at the outputs here. All right, so we got some issues and we got to track it down. So let's see if we can figure it out. It's pretty interesting with the tools that we have here. Alright, so a couple things I'm going to do is this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my Java code because I think that's where my error lies. So let's just take a look. I think this stuff probably worked. How do I know if hold on a second, how do I know if my database connection worked? Let's think about this.
Did you come down to the console?
Hey, bingo, exactly, Vaughn. You're thinking the way I'm thinking, and this is actually a better place to see the error messages than all the other stuff. So what I'm doing here as I run this is, oh my God, look at all that stuff. You know what? I don't know what's what here. You know what? Why don't I go ahead and yeah, let's go clear the form. Oh wait, you know, it's erroring out. So let's start by clearing it. Form is cleared. That worked. Yay. But let's type this in again. 1111 because I know it's in there. And I'm going to click View. Okay, so now it threw the exception. Now I can go back to the console and let me see if I can find where it even called the clear method. And I probably should have hit clear, check the console. All right, you know what? Let's do that. Let's hit the clear and then check the console. All right, that way we have a better starting point. And no, we don't want to resubmit the form. Let's refresh it. Okay. Let's do the clear. I assume that worked. Go back and look at the console. And that didn't write to the console. Is the clear method supposed to write to the console? Well, that's a separate question, right? I don't think so. Right? It's not. Let's do this. Let's stop GlassFish from working. Okay. And then here, let's put in a system out print line. And let's just say and you know what, I'm going to put in a couple of line breaks too. Oh, you're correcting my spelling. Hey, this is an English class. Better watch out there. All right, let's try running this again. And then what I'm going to do with GlassFish right now is I want to watch this console as it flies through. Now it is possible, by the way, you guys, to actually change the font size of this. If you struggle with seeing it, you can go into the preferences and you can make it a little bigger. And I think mine is actually set for a little larger than normal, but it's always super fun to watch a console output. Yeah. Yes, this application deployment failed.
What would clear works with console?
And then it says it's successfully deployed.
Yeah.
Okay, so which is it?
Right.
All right, but this is saying there's a problem with the database. Please try again. So what I did not see, yeah, was the connection successful, but would just launching this make the connection? That's the secondary thought. Would it? Yeah, it's a secondary thought here. All right, let's go ahead, hit clear. Notice.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's good. At least one thing's working. All right. So at least we have a baseline. And notice how I have it highlighted. I'm going to leave it highlighted so that I can find my place once I trigger the next error message, right? Because I'm so optimistic about this. We go 1, 1, 1, 1, and click View. And now we have our error. Back to the console, and now I can see exactly what it's generating. So we have a null pointer exception when we click view. And then what the trick is to find where in your code the actual error is. So the only reference to my code is here. See this? So it says line 52. So we're going to go to that line. But it also has it says info, and this is my system out, right? The current record is, and if I go looking at my code, this is where it gets fun. At least I think it's fun. Okay, the current record is, where did I put that? So it did hit the method, so it got this far. See that? And it did give me the ID, right? Did it list that in there? I think it did. And then it got stuck here with this piece. So somewhere amongst here it said line 52, so it didn't like this. And it says null pointer exception. And notice I also have a little yellow thing here. And it says, yeah, it wants me to comment it out because apparently it's not working right. Hey, if you comment this out, it might work.
So, I think one of those fields is looking at as an empty field.
Okay. Which one do you think is it? Okay, Vaughn, I see where you're going with it. So what do you think it's looking at as an empty field?
Maybe the numbers are off in some way. It's not
That could be. That, you know what? That's a very astute observation. So Vaughn's assumption is that these numbers are off.
So that should be 2 instead of 1?
You know what? We could try it. So you're thinking that this should be 2 instead of 1? You know, let's try it. There's no harm done in changing it and see if it fixes it. I don't think that's the correct answer, but you know what? I'm willing to entertain it because I don't have any quick fixes up my sleeve right now. So I'm going to go ahead and do a save. It's part of it. It's part of it. But this indicator here is not a good one either.
Oh.
And notice how it's on email. So I'm wondering if I screwed up here somewhere. Okay, so select last name, first name, from staff. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait a minute. Don't they have to be the same casing? What's the casing?
This has to be the same case as the database.
And the one, what about this?
Down.
No, mine is.
Yeah. I've pre-declared it. I've pre-initialized it. Right? I have getters and setters for everything. So you guys are hearing my troubleshooting process right now. It'd be nice to walk out of here tonight with having email working, at least. Yeah. Yeah. And we're not here. Yeah. So, yeah, here's the problem. So we can't wait till the week after to fix this.
Yeah.
So if whatever we don't fix tonight, I'm going to have to video record for you guys separately, just so you guys know that. So let's try Vaughn's theory here. Let's go ahead and stop GlassFish. I just want to make sure that we're clear with it, right? So I'm going to stop it. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to the root of our app here, and I'm going to do a clean and build. It says build successful. Let's go ahead and redeploy. We're launching GlassFish one more time. Now this is an example of you're syntactically correct with your code, hypothetically, but you're logically incorrect with it. That's what's going on here. So we just have to figure out where the problem is. Still doesn't like the exception, but
I'm getting an error that says staff neither has a main method nor is a serverless specified in web XML.
EX defined? Sorry.
yeah, we're defining it here. This is where it's defined.
No, the, oh. No.
Yeah, it's defined right there in place.
Yeah, I just tried to run it and I got an error that says class staff neither has main method nor is a serverless specified in web.xml.
Okay. I'm still going to try this. Okay, so we're still getting the same thing. None of these are going to work. Clear should work. Let's check the server log. And then what I'm looking for are, yeah, it's still pointing to the same line, so it doesn't like the first line. None of this stuff is getting flagged though.
Right.
So what if we change this? Should we change this
Yeah, change that to 2.
to 2? Yeah, Vaughn says 0.
I like 0.
Yeah, Vaughn may be onto something here. So I'm gonna stop GlassFish once again.
If you do that, don't you have to change the others?
Yeah, so Vaughn's thinking, so then these should go back,
Yeah.
right? All right, let's do that.
Yeah.
Then we'll do a clean and build. Oops, where's my cursor? There it is.
Cool.
You guys are like my autocorrect.
I mean, you got like 3 sets of eyes watching this like awkward.
Yeah. Nobody wants it to work because I'm basically doing your homework for you, right?
Oh no, I don't know.
Hey, it's gone.
Aha!
But we got one on the email now.
Now we got one on the email. Well, I haven't left the line yet.
Oh,
Wait.
there you go.
All right, that maybe this is fixing it. Okay, save it. I'm going to right-click, clean and build. Not that that's really necessary, but
I was going to ask that.
it's just kind of a habit I'm in when I have problems with clean and build. You know. All right, let's hit play or run. And I'm kind of waiting for it to relaunch it here. This GlassFish is still building. Okay, I saw an exception. Yeah, exception while loading the app. Yeah. Okay, it says it's successfully launched. So let's just.
Yeah.
All right. So this is it. This is not good, right? However, let's just still try it. All right. So we're still getting the error. All right, folks. We are out of time, and I hate to like end class on a note like this.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Since we were having problems launching our current one, I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to go to the version I built last year. And let me bring the pages up on screen first to show you. The code is functionally the same. I think the only difference is last time I didn't include email.
Right.
Okay, so not that would break it. I didn't put a package name in, not that would break it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of scroll through the Java code kind of one screen at a time. So here's lines 1 through 27. Same thing that we were doing. Here's the top part of the init database. And the only functional difference here is it doesn't include email.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only difference. Okay, and it could be
1, 2,
Query for
3,
insert,
4,
query for
5,
update.
6, 7, 8. There's only 8 in there.
Yeah, that's because email's gone.
yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah. But at least you're counting. All right.
System actual.
All right. So here's view,
Okay, this out 1.
and actually, you know, for those people copying code, here's the bottom of the try. Right. Then we go to view. This is all of view. Notice the one is correct because that's the database one. This is the list one. Okay. My output, my catch, all that stuff. Let's move on to insert. This is insert. This is update and clear. So you see like update and insert are almost identical. Yeah. And then finally, all the getters and setters, which we've already done.
Right.
Okay. Let's go ahead and launch this one. So I'm going to make sure I launch it from here, 39.9. Let's run it. I just want to make sure I'm not launching the other version.
Yeah.
And I was running this before class and it was working great. Believe me, I you know, when it comes to doing database work, you always double check. So if you guys aren't picking up on that yet. GlassFish, I think, is up and running successfully. And you know what it is, whenever you're doing SQL statements embedded into other languages, all it takes is a comma or a quote. That's all it takes to break it. All it takes to break it. All right, so there's our thing. Notice, no error message.
Yeah.
So we're already off to a good start.
Or the error message is broken.
Yeah, so I'm going to type in the ID that I know exists, and I'm going to hit view. And there it is. Okay?
That looks nice.
It does look nice, doesn't it? Why don't we insert a new record? Oh, I cannot insert data. I'm not sure why. Let's clear the form. And maybe it's because the record already exists. I'm not really sure. All right, but I'm going to just do all sixes. I'm going to do my standard ASDFs.
Right.
Insert. Okay.
And then go back to the other.
Let's clear. Now let's try to view the record I just created. There it is. Let's change one of the fields to all Z's. Let's update.
Okay.
Now let's check the database. Yeah. Let's refresh what we're seeing here. And there it is. Okay, so that's how it's supposed to work, folks. All right. So, in terms of the code, I'm going to do this. The video ends here, by the way. And normally I would come back to it next week and we fix it and move forward. But we just really don't have that time. Yeah, I'm thinking it's just a really simple thing. I bet you it's a comma, a quote, a missing concatenation mark, or something like that. And where it comes to bite you is here, is when you're doing your SQL statements, because it does not error check the inside of the SQL statement.
Right.
That's on you. Whereas if I was working like with an external product and writing the queries, so here's kind of a tip. You could use something like MySQL Workbench to test your queries first and see if they work, and then work around it. All right, so here's kind of the thing. So this is fall of 2019, classes on Thursday night. So next week we will not meet. However, I do want you guys to press forward with content. I will cover the stuff that's in the servlets and JSP chapter exercise-wise. I'm not going to lecture next time. We're going to go right to exercises. So it's going to be on you guys to